Today's cup of coffee.
Cup of coffee.
Going to do random to a degree, but youngest kid has had some interesting dreams. But before we get to that, prayers for him because kid woke up with earache.
Yep.
On previous cup, and it had been years since he had this type of an earache.
Mm-hmm.
It was something that had plagued him lots when he was little.
Yeah.
So he's got some antibiotics.
It's about time I get another one, I guess.
Well, I don't know. We need to put some more
Due for earaches.
olive oil in the ear with a cotton ball.
If y'all know how to irrigate ears, tell me.
That was something I forgot to get at the Wildlife Mart.
Bulb? Squeezy bulb?
Yeah, I forgot to get the bulb syringe. You actually can get the ear cleaning kits.
How do you do that on yourself?
You over a sink, you just fill the bulb syringe with the solution, which is water and hydrogen peroxide.
And do you just squeeze it real fast, like?
You do sort of, kind of, but it's one of those that you've got to realize you've got a whole lot of pressure points in your ear, which is why when they use something similar to a water pick at the doctor's office, it can lead to dizziness and or nausea.
Yeah,
because
that's why
they're
they have you
hitting the
sit
pressure
there for
points.
a minute.
Yeah, but it's not that hard. But he's had a rough couple of days.
Mm-hmm.
And the energy, because I think that they said it's basically water and earth, and it feels like swimming through mud.
Well, that's some shit.
Yeah, it's why everything feels heavy. I think Palmer described it as like quicksand.
Yeah.
And so hopefully that's going to shift soon.
Mm-hmm.
That part of it. The other part of it, it's like 19 years.
What?
Uh-huh.
What do you mean? What? Repeat
I'd have
that.
to go back and listen to all of what he said. I really would. I'm drinking coffee.
Okay.
Because I have literally felt like swimming in quicksand all day long.
Yeah. It's been a weird day.
Mm-hmm. Youngest kid has been having some very peculiar dreams, and he's done research that other people are having some very peculiar dreams with the theme of UFOs.
Mm-hmm. Aliens.
You want to describe, you had a UFO dream. You had the sighting several months back by something we thought was Starlink, and then you determined it was not Starlink because satellites don't have the ability to just suddenly stop in the sky.
And they don't move that fast in the sky usually. Alien dream. That's pretty much it. That's what I had. In the dream, like I can tell you, I was outside in the front yard, and up in the sky, it started turning like the blue was no more. It was turning into basically what looked like a night sky, but it was still bright, like daylight outside. And these clouds were coming, and in front of those clouds were these two UFOs that were big as hell.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like sort of rounded up top, and it was coming down on the bottom just a bit, and it just was flat. I don't know why it was flat on the bottom. It looked more flat on the bottom. Mom said it resembled a muffin. You said that it resembled...
Right. I'm hoping that over the weekend he will add to the rough sketch that he did. The picture that we're showing is, of the UFO was sort of kind of not really, but closer than some of the other reported UFOs, because if you type in muffin-shaped UFO, you get some really weird results.
Yeah, but I'm sure I did not draw it properly, because it really did not look like that much of a muffin in the dream. It was just, that was the best I could do at that moment.
Right. But now the other dream,
they were huge.
The ships.
Yeah. The ships were huge, and they were oncoming,
Yeah.
like, close. I ran... My ass hauled I hauled ass into the house and hid. And I was peeping out windows, seeing if they were there. And they were sure as hell still there.
Yeah. And you had said it was one of these, it wasn't just a normal dream. It was more of a lucid
Yeah,
dream.
it looked real almost. Weird.
I know he was
Weird.
very grateful when I finally went in there and woke him up.
At least, yeah. Yeah. At least now in my dreams, I'm not freaking the fuck out because I'm having them so often.
Yeah. Now, you had one several months back where, as far as actual aliens, right?
Yeah. It's like the UFO was hovering a little down the... It was as if they just parked their UFO in our driveway down at the bottom there.
Okay. Was it a
No-
smallish UFO?
No, it was not. It was hovering like 50 feet above or something. It wasn't 50 feet, but it was high. It was taller than me. Taller than I could jump or reach or whatever. It was close to the top of the tree or whatever that it was hovering.
Okay.
3 aliens just there, front yard. And I'm just standing there like, I don't know whether to laugh, cry, or shit right now.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to run, start swinging, or crawl into the earth.
Can you describe what the aliens looked like?
Oh, they were tall. You know, like the tallest. Except they weren't red.
In
They were all- it
Invader
was-
Zim's what he's talking about as far as the tallest.
Yeah.
And so they were
Invader
tall
Zim.
and thin.
Kinda, yeah.
Was the bulbous heads, or
They had heads on them.
but they were humanoid. But
Vaguely humanoid. It was
sort of-
like a art drawing come to life almost. An art drawing, that's redundant, but
so we talking like Slender Man type thing?
no, it was
or-
like vaguely resembled chess pieces. Vaguely. Like almost like that one, what was it? The one alien? The one like
you've lost me on that.
cryptid that looks like club.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I do remember that.
So that's not a chess piece. It looks like a club from a card. It vaguely like reminded you of how, you know, chess pieces are like slender in the middle and then they flare out, some of them.
Okay.
Like almost like an hourglass in a way.
Okay. Did they have as far
Arms.
as legs, or were the legs covered?
I
Was it
love you,
more
Mama,
like a-
but this is like, you're asking me to reach too far back, and that was a dream. I have no idea at this point.
Well, sometimes they're dreams and sometimes they're visions. That's what I'm saying.
But like, I can tell you, they were holding their hands like, so what is that, monk style?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were holding their hands almost monk style.
And so
They
had
were in like
clothing?
this dark, I think it was black, I don't know, but it was dark garments or whatever, and they were at least 8 feet tall.
Right.
9 feet. They were tall. And literally, they looked vaguely like the tallest from Invader Zim, the way that they were shaped in a way. But it was like they had a cloak on at the same time.
Right.
You're just looking at me like, the fuck are you talking about?
No, I'm letting you tell your story is what I'm doing. This is how I interview. And so the dream about the UFO, and you said almost earlier, you said it was like colors. You were experiencing colors that are not normally associated with this dimension.
Yeah, that was the first dream. Like, for real. It was like holes being punched out of our reality, and it was like you could see colors from the other side of the matrix that our eyes physically cannot see
Right.
in this dimension.
Right.
But they were there. Bright and bold and swirling, all that shit.
Right. It was almost like the fabric of this reality was breaking apart.
Yeah. It was like you were in the midst of a portal almost.
Right.
That's what the outside looked like. You know how I don't know how many times people have gone through portals, but you know like how they usually interpret that in movies and such.
Sort of.
Like they're going through these wormholes or whatever.
Right.
Kind of like that. That's what it looked like outside almost. That's
Okay.
swirling. I'm losing you.
No, you're
And
not.
I'm losing myself right now, so.
Okay, I think you're getting that it's upsetting you discussing it.
I feel
Is
like
it-
I'm not explaining it properly.
Well, you're doing the best you can, and this is what
I
happens.
sound like a bumbling idiot.
No, you don't. You're being nervous, and this is not atypical. Even though this was a dream and or a vision.
I mean,
that you
that first
had.
one really fucked me up.
Yeah,
It
I know it
scared
did.
the piss out of
I
me.
know it did.
Because
But-
that one, it felt real.
Struggling to try to explain something that is almost beyond your comprehension is a very difficult thing for anybody. And over the years, I have listened to many, and I mean many, interviews with people who have either witnessed UFOs or had abduction encounters, different things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so what you're doing is not atypical. Because they struggle to try to explain their experience also.
Like, I'd really, honest to God, I wish I could just take a snapshot and print it off of what I saw in my dreams.
Right.
Because it's like, it's beyond my capability of describing
Well, that's where
verbally.
art can very much help
And my
people.
my art skills are very limited as far as like objects. So I don't know that I would be able to even remotely do it justice.
Well, this is why it's important if you do have a
Especially
dream
at this point.
or a vision or something like that to try to write down as much as you can, as quickly as you can, before rational brain kicks back in and is, trying to shut you down, basically. Now, you had said that there were quite a few people that you have become aware of, quite a few people having UFO and alien dreams.
Yeah, TikTok. Go on TikTok. Look it up. Be like UFO dreams. And a shit ton of videos about it will come up.
And that's been recently, within the past year or so?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do they seem to be increasing in frequency?
Apparently.
Yeah.
Some people say that that's God telling them what's to come. Some people are like, aliens are trying to contact you, and they are contacting you. They're showing you what's going on or whatever. Some think it's like some symbolic meaning or whatever, and it's just...
Again, it's somebody's, their attempt to put into their understanding and experience that they really don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard for people, not just about UFOs or aliens. And that's what I was telling you. I had a dream years ago. I may have been 19 or 20, so that has been years ago, where I was, and it was one of these that it was, if you want to call it a lucid dream, to where it is, you're there. And that inside of a UFO and humanoids and stuff like that. And the one that was the pilot of the UFO was Christ. And that can open up a whole can of worms on people. Because I don't know why they would think that he would come back in garments from 2,000 years ago.
Doing this like Las Vegas showgirl type of dealio, coming down from the cloud on a cloud.
We don't
all
know.
posed. Like seriously, that's what some of them do.
Yeah.
Or have done.
Well, and it's
that's what
because,
some of them actually think is going to happen.
again, this is beyond our understanding.
Yeah. Like, he's going to emerge from the clouds, definitely. But he did not say that he was going to be floating down on one.
On 1 foot. No,
Yeah.
we don't. There are references in
On
Scripture
1 foot.
that very much could be interpreted as UFOs. There are people I've been considered, on the fringe. Well, I'm on the fringe of everything, so I don't know why this would be any different than anything else. But there's quite a few references, which you as far as Enoch, he was taken up. Taken up in what?
Right.
You had Ezekiel with the wheel within the wheel. You had the prophet Elijah that was taken up by a fiery chariot. Even as far as the ascension of Christ, all right, he rose into the air. How? How did that happen? And so people, a lot of times, they don't want to think that deeply about it.
Yeah.
And they want to say that anybody's like, as far as UFOs or whatever, do I believe that God is beyond our understanding of time and space and dimension? Yeah. Does that classify him as alien? In my world, yes, it does.
Yeah.
People have a very narrow scope of how some of these things can transpire. All I know is we were told to, watch the skies.
I've noticed that I've been doing that a lot lately,
I've done it
even
for years.
subconsciously.
Yep. I had a vision in 2013, and it wasn't really a vision; it was a knowing.
But some people are saying that the UFOs are going to be demons and shit like
there's
that.
people
They don't know.
We don't know. As far as there was clouds, and it was one of those. It was like clouds upon clouds upon clouds, that type of day. And I had this knowing, this awareness that as far as legions of angels, just waiting to be given the word.
The clouds were like storm clouds in the dream. And literally, the ships were leading the clouds. I shit you not.
Well, that's, they were bringing a storm with them, maybe?
But it wasn't like normal storm clouds.
Right.
They were just like, I don't know how to describe it. But it was definitely like it was an oh shit moment. It made you feel that.
And it's like whenever these things are revealed in whatever way and in whatever, it's a matter of finding out what it is. Especially right now, it's not a time to jump the gun on anything. It's a matter of stepping back, being safe, and finding out what is this? Is this friend or foe? And be really careful of anything that tells you everything that you want to hear, because that's usually going to end up being foe.
Oh yeah, that is foe.
But can you imagine the panic that's going to happen worldwide?
People are going to shit themselves, literally, and it's a little bit scary to think about.
It is scary to think about. And you've got a lot of people that's like, oh, I will respond like this. And let me tell you, folks, you never know what you're going to do and how you're going to respond until you're standing there in that moment.
I flat out told you and Nana both that more than likely I'm going to do exactly what I'm doing in my dreams. I'm going to go, oh shit, and run.
I can see that. I don't know.
Run right back into the house and just wait.
Right. That's not an inappropriate response to something that is that far out of our understanding. It is something to ponder. It truly is something to ponder. And the fact that other people are having dreams, visions, what have you, and that's increasing. I find that fascinating. Any final thoughts, words, whatever?
If aliens come, so be it. It's going to be whatever it's going to be. Yeah. And I'm not...
Yeah.
I would rather not die of a heart attack due to fright
Well, Scripture tells us that there will be people that their hearts will fail them for what is coming on the earth. That's old King James there. I'd have to look
And
up
so
in
what
some of the other
happens to them?
translations. Those are the people that are some of the evil peoples.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of the ones that the Luciferians that they have been lied to. Yeah. There will be a day of reckoning.
Reckoning.
So, yeah. And that's it.
Aliens.
I'm going to encourage
Aliens.
him to try to draw what he can't speak. That's true of anybody, and especially kids.
I'm not a kid.
I understand that. But I'm saying if you have a child that has had any kind of paranormal or supernatural experience, instead of trying to ask them to verbalize it, ask them to draw it to the best of their ability. Because through art, you can express things where words fail.
Yep.
If you've had experiences with paranormal or supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, you can send me an email, cupofcoffeewithscream@gmail.com, and the email address is there in the description box. And if you've had dreams, please either email that or put that in the comment section. If you've heard of other people having recent UFO dreams and or visions, there's a difference. Very much interested in finding out some of what's going on.
And if you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and go, oh shit, if an alien comes upon you.
Yeah.
Click that little bell for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you.
Yeah. That's one of those, the Lord rebuke you. If it's of God, that won't have any effect. If it's not of God, that can have an effect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, know that you're very loved. And Lord willing, we'll see you on the next cup.
Uh-huh.
Bye.
Bye.